Hello out there in YouTube land, Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. I got a couple things on the turntable for you here, so we'll dive right in. As you can see, I've got a fixed blade on the table, which is something slightly different from the norm, and good old 0550 as well, so we'll start with this guy. Probably the most common color combination that I get asked about that I haven't really had access to until recently is red and black. It just normally when you get a red, it just isn't a deep red. It's kind of almost a translucent red, a candy red, whatever you want to call it. So recently found something that was advertised as 3D coloring, some sort of special coloring, but it definitely is better than anything I've seen in the past. So without further ado, here is a red and black 0550 with a little Sidewinder ANSO variation. You can see the top layer was black, so when you carve into that guy, you get a sweet overall color. There's that red and black 0550. So like I said, I had couple fixed blades on here. Going to be partnering with Crypto Glow, if you've heard of him. If not, he actually takes made scales and he has his own composite resin. I don't know too much about it, but it is a glow resin, which is pretty cool stuff. If I can get his info, I'll paste it in the links below, or coming up soon. Once he gets these things off the ground, I'll get you some links to him, because they will probably be a little bit easier to get your hands on, maybe a little more cheaper in price than what I might normally ask for, depending on his process. I really don't know. But he wanted a couple of different blades to collaborate on so that he can replicate the scales and produce them a little more readily. So that being said, the first blade up here was a BK, what is this? Not an 11. It's the SE BK. Pretty sweet little blade. I actually made these scales first, but you can see the holes kind of migrated on me, or it shifted when I was making them anyways, so the holes are not centered. Therefore I'm not going to be we're not going to be using these ones. I'll probably put these up if anybody's interested in a pair of scales for your SEK bar. Let me know. Probably get rid of these for relatively cheap. But I've been playing with a new pattern, or a pattern that others have done that I've never really tried before. So this is the double diamond pattern in a 1/4 inch. So it's nice and thick. Gives it a nice little contour overall. These were in toxic green, so these actually blend out, like I said. Here's the actual scales. They're almost done. I just gotta, I gotta reshape the ridge here and just make it a little nicer overall. But these things turned out great. This is the nice double diamond and OD. Hardware is centered really nice. This is definitely a user blade. As you can tell, it's beat to hell the way a Becker should be. Fits right in the factory sheath, no problem. So these scales should be a nice addition. They're pretty comfortable. The double diamond pattern allows for them to be contoured, so they kind of got a nice round edge to them, so really comfortable in the hand. Really grab on tight. These are also in double diamond pattern. This is a mule team, for a Spyderco Mule team. This one's got a larger diamond pattern on them. Let's see if we can get there we go. So I'm not quite done with these yet either, which is why they're not on the mule. They will be soon. So these things turned out pretty good. And then I got one more I can show you, which is my personal mule. It's been sitting around for, well, I think this one is the CTS XHP version. This came out in December, so it's literally been sitting in my garage since December. So since I was working on a mule team, I actually cranked this one out first before I did those, just to kind of practice, get my contours down, figure out how I was going to do the pivot hardware. Or not the pivot hardware, rather the handle hardware. And here's what I came up with. Well, blade's a little dirty. I was using it today. So this is Lava Flow Kirinite. I know Gavco has used this before. I think Tough Thumbs has used this once or twice before. I just got my hands on a couple of sheets of this stuff because it's badass. So Lava Flow Kirinite, smooth. So it's got kind of an angled edge at the top to give you a nice grip. And then it's got a contoured belly so that it's smooth where you grab and then angled where you're going to rest your thumb and things like that. So it gives you a really good grip, really solid grip. I kept it to 2 pieces of hardware to hold the handle on. Again, just super sweet grip. This was actually just like a leftover chunk. I didn't have quite enough to hit the tip, so I cut the tip off so that I could just use the lanyard hole. I actually like the overall look. And then I've done a little bit of sheath making myself. Definitely getting a lot better. So here's the sheath that I made for it. Got a really nice press indentation on it. I've got, I don't know what kind of clip this is called. I just had this thing laying around from another knife that I wasn't using. Pretty sweet little unit. Whoop, so it slides right in there. Just pulls out, slides in. So nice and compact sheath. Whoop. Again, it's got a really nice press in there, so it's solid. I mean, it ain't coming out, ain't going nowhere. I've been carrying this thing for like the last 3 days. It ain't going nowhere. Gave it a nice little pinch at the top here. While it was still a little warm, I heated it up, gave it a pinch, and then pulled the top out, so you've got a nice little place to just put your thumb to pop it out. I mean, this thing just pops in and out like gravy. Snaps right in again. And then, yeah, the clip really makes for a nice concealed carry. All in all, I mean, this thing's just badass. I'm loving the way this thing turned out. Like I said, that one's mine. These scales will be up for grabs soon once the Crypto Glow project gets off the ground. And hopefully I'll have some more shit for you to look at next week. Thanks for stopping by. Be safe. Peace.